Welcome to Living Chassidus. Together, let's live the Chassidus we learn.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Chassidus in the morning. 15 minutes to change our lives. Look at the Sichas Chalak Beis about Shavuos. We're going to learn today the connection between Shavuos and Chitas, and hopefully that will help us strengthen ourselves in learning Chitas on whatever level we're holding. Whether it is we're not doing it all and we'll start to do something, or if we're already doing it and we can do it a little better, pay more attention, or if we're learning Chumash well, we could learn a little more in depth and really think about it. Let's jump in here. It's very nice, cute, short. Sicha. Good to Sichas Chalak Beis. Ois Yud Zayin. Chag Shavuos was man mesugul l'schazkus shmiras takanos chak mach admer liman hashem. Shavuos is the perfect opportune time to strengthen ourselves in the learning of the Shiur, the classes at the Friedrich Institute. Chumash Tehillim v'Tanya b'chol yom. Chumash Tehillim and Tanya every day. Chumash kol yom Parshas Chumash in Pirush Rashi. So the Rebbe explains what it is. So you can imagine. And this is 1958. So we think a lot of these things are obvious, but not necessarily obvious to everyone. So it comes and explains to us. So what does it mean to learn Chumash? It means to learn the Parsha of Chumash with Pirush Rashi. Yom Rishon ad Sheni, Yom Sheni ad Shlishi. So the first day of the week, you'll learn the first portion that we learn. And on the second day, the second portion that we learn with Rashi. Ad Shlishi. That's how you do Chumash. Tehillim. Kol yom echad achar tefillah. Shiur tehillim kefish nechlak limei chodesh. Tehillim is every day after we daven, say a portion that is divided in the month. So you have you have Chumash, which is like weekly. You have tehillim, which is monthly. But lavush, and in the lavush, muva al amir tehillim lifnei tefillah. And in lavush, talking about saying tehillim before davening. This is a different idea. Takanas Chakmach Admer, here the takana of the Friedrich is Lemer Hayoim, say the daily Tehillim Achatfilah after davening. Tanya Kol Yom Shiur B'Tanya Kefish Nechlak Limei Shana. And Tanya is divided into the yearly portion. You have Chumash, Tehillim, and Tanya. We explain how they all work. And Tanya is divided into a yearly. So when you learn every day, you finish by the year. Tehillim, you finish it every day, and Chumash, you finish it Tehillim, you finish it every month. It's divided in the months, and Chumash every parsha, so it's weekly. Chumash nitan harei b'chag Shavuos al yedei Moshe Rabbeinu. Now, Chumash was given to us on Shavuos by Moshe Rabbeinu. Tehillim Shayach Harei David Melech. Tehillim Shayach to David Melech. Shebechag Shavuos Chol Yom Hailedes V'Yom Ha'Hilula Shalei. That David Melech was born and passed away on Shavuos. So we see now the connection between Saint Tehillim and Shavuos. V'Tanya Shayach Harei LeBaal Shem Tov, and the Tanya is connected to the Baal Shem Tov. Harei Gili Teres Baal Shem Tov Hu B'Chasidus Chabad. Because you're going to say, one second. Tanya says connected to the Baal Shem Tov. But how? The Baal Shem Tov didn't teach Tanya. He taught whatever. He spoke, and they wrote down his, Tzavs Rivash. But he didn't teach Tanya. Tanya's also Rebbe. The Baal Shem Tov hu b'Chasidus Chabad. The revelation of the teaching of the Baal Shem Tov in a real practical way is Chasidus Chabad. But Tanya, specifically in Tanya, Yodua is known Haremes B'Smicha B'Askama the Sefer Tanya, like it says in the Askama, the Sefer Tanya, the approbation. Okay, Yismach Yisrael B'Hagalus Divrei Kodesh Sheyom Hailula Shelo Yachal B'Shavuos, which is a reference that Yisrael Behagalus Divrei Kodesh. He's talking about the Baal Shem Tov. So even in Tanya itself, he's saying these are the words of the Baal Shem Tov. And this day is and his Yom Hilula, he passed away on Shavuos. So we see another connection between saying Chitas and Shavuos, that everyone that made or has a connection to as the Sefer is connected with Shavuos. You have Moshe Rabbeinu that was given the Torah to Moshe Rabbeinu on Shavuos. You have David HaMelech, which was given that Tehillim, which he was born and he passed away on Shavuos. And you have the Baal Shem Tov, which is he passed away on Shavuos, and the Gilui Teres of Baal Shem Tov, the revelation of the Baal Shem Tov's Chassidus in a real way is to Tanya. So when you learn Chitas, you connect with Shavuos. And so the special time for learning these things is now. This Chazek, Shiurim, Elu, Hashav, Chol Nefesh, to strengthen ourselves in these Shiurim, in these classes, that's equal to all of us. We are all capable, the Rebbe is saying, of learning Chitas, learning Tehillim for sure, Chumash for sure, and Tanya. These are the basics of Judaism 101. Besides a general, we're not saying learn this and learn anything else. I'm done. I did all my learning. I don't have to learn anything else. Everyone, according to their level, should also be learning other things, of course. That also with this, as understood, also is a good time period. Shavuos is a good time to strengthen ourselves in learning, besides Chitas. We received all the Torah, not just Chitas, even though we have a connection with Chitas. They're saying doesn't mean, I'm not saying, Chas v'shalom, you should think that it's a new takana, you only have to learn Chitas. You want to learn halacha? You don't need to learn halacha, you're done. You did Chitas. You want to learn Chassidus, you did Chitas, you did Tanya, you're good. I'm not saying that. Of course, it's a good time to take on more things in learning. And even anything that we're going to mechadish it's all given to Moshe Sinai. And we see the Torah is everything that we're going to ever learn was given over there. So it's a good time period to take upon ourselves hachlatas in learning. It's a good opportunity to stress that hachlatas in learning. One of the ways and one of the challenges we have is sometimes taking a hachlata on something that we would like to do, which is very beautiful, but we also have to make it practical. We have to understand what are we capable of. Hachlata is not what we'd like to do, but it's what we are actually able to do. So it could be that I take a hachlata that I want to, whatever. Let's say we'll take a perfect example with chitas. I should do chitas. I learned tesicha, I learned chitas, and let's say I'm not learning any chitas, for example. You have to come and tell yourself, you're going to start doing the whole chitas. I don't know if that's going to last. Hachlata, the kunst, the idea, the challenge, or the success of hachlata is not how big the hachlata is, but it's how you're able to actually accomplish it. And so it could be if it's, I remember when I started learning chitas when I was in yeshiva, I didn't start straight away when I went to yeshiva, but after a while I wanted to, and I said to myself, I'm going to jump in and try to do everything, it's not going to really work. So Tishrei, it was like I came to yeshiva before Tishrei. So I said to myself, when up to Chumash, the cycle starts again, I'm going to do that. And then I said, when the cycle starts for Tanya, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to start that. Tell him maybe I did every day. But I saw it, even when I did Chumash in the beginning, I said, I'm just going to read it in English. I'm not going to start, and hachlata is important, that the longevity of it, that it should change us, so it stops being an hachlata. In the beginning it is, but you have to change. Like we should work it in a way that it gets to a point where it's just part of our daily routine. And that's also could be finding a chavrusa. It's very good to learn chitas with a chavrusa. Is a beautiful idea. And it's also finding specific times, not just I'll do it. When I want to do it. I'm doing the morning after davening, like Tehillim, Tanya and Tehillim, if a person does it before and after davening, that's very set. And as long as you organize yourself a little bit to get up early enough to do it before davening, there you've got it. And and then just really chumash to figure out a day, but it's again finding a specific time for doing that and having that set time, and show it could be connected with something that you're already doing, and realizing also ultimately realizing that this is the basis of all Judaism. And if you learn these things well and you know them well, you understand it, you set yourself up for life, for success. You know Torah, which is, basics, and Tanya is how to be a from Yid properly. And unfortunately, there's far too many people don't really know Tanya very well. And that's also because we do chitas and we think chitas is about reading. Some people say, Chumash is Torah Shvachsav, so you just need to read it. And Tanya is a Torah Shvachsav of Primus Torah, you just need to read it. But that wasn't the intent. Yeah, maybe some days you're exhausted and can't keep my eyes open and you'll manage to read it, fine. But the goal is that every year you learn it, you get it more and you connect with it more and you have a better understanding of it. Until you become at the end of your life, Mitzvah Hashem, even earlier than that, you're bucking all these things. There was a chassid, granted he was a Talmid Chacham, but he was bucky. He knew Baal Peh Chitas, Chumash Talmud Tanya, which means Chumash. He knew Chumash Baal Peh with Rashi. Now, I don't think it's because he started trying to memorize it. Maybe it was, but it could be simply that he just learned it every year, like he was meant to. And so too with us, it's not something impossible, and it could take us, plenty of years. But if we set ourselves up, that's the goal. The goal is that I know this Baal Peh. What does it mean? I know Baal Peh doesn't mean I memorized them. It means I learned it well enough that I know what it's saying. It's not new every year. You shouldn't be learning a new thing every time you learn. Do Tanya. You're learning Tanya for 10 years now. Shouldn't be every time like, whoa, I never heard this before, or I never even pay attention. So I never see this. And it doesn't mean that it takes a long time. You have to put in 15 hours every day, but give yourself some, Tanya, 10, 15 minutes. Have a chavrusa, try to learn it, or try to tell someone for bringing about it after. It'll be life-changing stuff. That through fulfilling these takanas, these commands. I don't know how to translate takana properly now. Al chitas, fulfilling chitas, will cause, like it comes from the pasuk, chitas elikim al ha'arim, the fear of Hashem on the mountains. Rashi Teva is chumash Tala, chumash Tehillim and Tanya. Chitas, chumash Tehillim Tanya. V'hei ha v'yis'u, and they'll travel. Nas nesia mitoich menuchas. Menucha Eretz Yisrael through menucha, through being calm to Eretz Yisrael, begula hashlema, with a complete geula, ba'amitis, and a true geula, a true redemption. Kanema, like I said, Liyaakov Avinu v'nasav halcha, he went, traveled and he went. Shekain yiyeh here, it may not be very speedily nowadays. That the saviors Moshe Mahar Tzion in the mountain of Zion, to judge the mountain of Esav. Sha'al Yedei Limon Torah, meaning through doing Torah, learning Torah, doing mitzvahs, Ushmiras Takanos, and guarding the takanos of saying of Amira, Yom Shichu Hamura, of saying the takanos of Chitas, will draw down as Mashiach to Keinu Lamata Asat Tvachim Meir Aminu. Immediately nowadays, that the Rebbe is saying that through learning Chitas, not just to becoming a mensch, and we're connecting with the Frierdiker Rebbe, and we're fulfilling the takanos of Frierdiker Rebbe, and we'll understand the basics of Judaism. But through that effort that we put in and learning it, we cause Mashiach to come. By all of us, we should strengthen our Chitas learning and should bring Mashiach. Have a great day.